Make Walters your spot for this NFL season. All indoor TVs are preset and are first come, first serve. They're proud to show every NFL game every week.
I think it just starts with the person that Blake is. I think he just very much aligns with the values that we hold sacred as an organization. And then, I think Blake's leadership skills really jumped out to us from the get-go, right? And so I think those two things in conjunction with each other were two of the main driving factors. And then also, he's got a pretty unique set of experiences that didn't necessarily, lead us to making the decision in isolation, but I think were very beneficial as we considered, Blake's candidacy relative to the other candidates.
Hello and welcome to a very brief off-season edition of Nats Chat. Just me, founder and producer Tim Shovers, coming to you after Paul Toboni, the man you just heard, the new Nationals president of baseball operations, held a conference call with the media today to discuss the hiring of Blake Butera as new manager. It's been quite the stretch for Butera, as he and his wife had their first child the same day that the news broke that he was going to become the youngest MLB manager in a half century. The intro press conference at Nationals Park will come later this month, and Alan Mark will have a Nats Chat episode ready for you in reaction to DC getting to meet Blake Butera. Going to play for you a few highlights from what Toboni said, intriguing info as we enter this new era of Nationals baseball. Dare I say, the Butera? Toboni and Butera have Boston ties. Toboni worked for a decade in the Red Sox front office, while Butera was playing at Boston College.
We didn't know each other personally. I'd heard a lot about him. I actually, even though I'm not much older than him, I scouted him when he was at Boston College. We just have a lot of mutual connections where I'm actually surprised that I had never met him prior to this.
Everyone, of course, wants to know about ownership's involvement in this hire.
Extremely supportive. They've been great to work for in this first month, but they also made it very clear, this was my decision. And so this was the decision that we made as a group, front office and myself, and ownership was, like I said, extremely supportive every step of the way.
Lastly, Mike DiBartolo indeed will remain in the organization after serving as the interim GM for the final half of the season, but his title will not be general manager.
Yeah, so for the time being, I'm not planning on hiring a GM, and I think you can assume that to be the case until I tell you all otherwise. Mike is going to be taking a role as an SVP and AGM overseeing the operations side. So just honestly, since the press conference, Mike and I have grown even tighter. He's exceptionally talented at what he does, and he's going to have a huge impact on this organization going forward.
Again, we will be back later this month after Butera's intro press conference. Expect that to be our next episode. My guess is that will be held prior to the week of Thanksgiving. Before I go, two quick notes. Did you see the World Series Game 7 TV ratings? Blew the NBA Finals Game 7 number out of the water. 25.9 million for the World Series, 16.4 million last summer between Oklahoma City and the Indiana Pacers. That made me very happy to see. What a game on Saturday night in Toronto. Nats Chat would have had a lot of fun dissecting that one for sure. Also, programming note, new documentary on Netflix called Who Killed the Expos? Considered a prequel to the Washington Nationals taking the field at RFK Stadium in 2005. I'll give my review at the end of next episode. I recommend everyone watch it if you can. Refresh your memory on some of the steps up in Canada that led to baseball returning to DC. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll be back with you after Blake Butera's intro press conference later this month.
We knew for a period of time that the baby was going to be coming at some point. Didn't obviously know exactly when, but I don't want to speak for Blake on this, but I think it was a pretty hectic few hours for him where he and his wife Caroline went to the hospital. I think Jeff Passan broke the news probably an hour later, and then an hour after that or whatever it was, they welcomed a baby into the world. So awesome day for the Butera family. I'm sure it's a day that will go down in history for their fam.